In the rush of the modern world and the endless exchange of words, we sometimes engage in conversations that simply feel good. And when we think back why exactly this talk was so nice, we realize that everything was not about the topic nor the location. We felt good because we felt listened to. Hello everyone, my name is Lumi, and before we start, I want, as usual, thank every single person that watched my previous video. If you still didn't, you can click here, where the link will be in the description box below. The Greek Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." And although a lot of people still think that a good communicator is someone that never runs out of any topics or never has a break when talks, the truth is that a good communication is not about how much you talk, but rather of how much you listen. In this video, I want to give you 4 situations based on 4 stereotypes connected to active listening and 5 tips that will actually help you improve your communication skills. First, listening versus answer preparation. Let's be honest here, we all have been in this situation when we talk to someone and we listen, and at some point we have a strong opinion on something, or an answer, or a brilliant question, and we are afraid to forget it because we don't want to interrupt the person because it's rude. Although, is interruption rude? If you don't know, I have a video on that. But yeah, you're afraid to forget something, so you repeat it in your head the whole time so that the person that talks stops talking. You can jump in with this amazing, crazy, cool question, answer, opinion. Or similarly, the person talks, there's a moment where you want to say your opinion, but in your head you start to structure and formulate it in the best way possible. So instead of listening, you're thinking about wording in your head or how to debate it in the best way. So you wait till the person finally ends up the talk so that you can jump in and say your perfectly formulated sentence. And although it might sound normal because yeah, we all have thoughts, and it's good because you avoid the awkward silence, the truth is you don't listen anymore. So it's not active listening, even though you didn't interrupt. Consequently, tip number 1, proactively and intentionally listen to the person. So if there's a story, don't think of your personal story in between or what you would answer or a new question. Just listen, just jump in, feel the situation, feel the story, and when the person doesn't speak anymore, naturally, if you want to say something, you will do so. Situation number 2 is listening versus hearing. And this happens sometimes face to face, but the majority of the time it happens on the phone. So you talk to a person, you talk, you talk about your day, your job, something exciting, whatever, and at some point you don't hear anything and you're wondering, does this person even hear me? So you talk, and then you ask, hey, do you hear me? And the person says, yeah, I was just listening. And the truth is, if you don't give any sign and you're just in your perfect silence, just listening to the story, it might sound or not sound as if you're hearing. So for this situation, there are 2 tips. Tip number 1, to give verbal confirmation. Something like, okay, oh really? Something like, okay, keep going, what was next? Oh, okay, and now? Something really short, but something that will prove or show the person that you are there, you are actively listening, you are in the story. The third tip is non-verbal confirmation. And this happens usually in the face-to-face conversations where the person talks and you can nod like, okay, I listen, or or depending on the situation, maybe be surprised or just show any reaction, any sign of life, and not be a wall that stands there and hearing. The third situation is listening versus parroting. And this is something that I personally experienced so many times because a lot of people are taught or they think that this is a sign of active listening, whether it's actually very annoying. And an example for that could be someone asked me about my job or what I did today, and I say, well, today I was swimming and then I was at the bar and then I met this girl and then we met together this guy. And the person, just as a sign of active listening, says, oh, so today you were at the swimming pool and then at the bar and you met that girl and yet then together you met that guy? And again, theoretically, you show that you are listening and you know what the conversation is going on about. But the truth is that what should I answer to this question? Yes, you heard it right. Yes, you said it exactly the way I said. So what? And again, this is annoying. So tip number 4, what you can do, you can clarify or paraphrase. For example, let's take the same situation. I was at the swimming pool, bar, met this girl, then we met that guy. And you can show that you actively listened if you clarify something. Like, let me get it right. So first you met the guy and you met together the girl, or you met first the girl and then you met the guy? Or, wait, I didn't get it. Did you go to the swimming pool first and then to the bar, or first to the bar and then to the swimming pool? And this is something this is a tip how you can show that you listened, you are in the story, but you kind of make a conversation out of that. And the fourth situation is the listening versus therapy role playing. And this happens many times when you talk to your friends, family, or someone older. Again, we're taught that we as active listeners have to give up the person some space, which is true. But what we do, we put us in the position of a psychologist or as if we're in a therapy, and we listen to the person, give up some space, look at the person with a very deep, slightly judging sign, and we're like, okay, I understand your problem, this problem, no wonder. And this is not active listening. This is a very rude way to show your support, because you're positioning yourself, maybe unconsciously, a little bit above the person that talks about his or her problems or his or her situation. So tip number 5 for this situation is sympathy over empathy. And again, I have a video on empathy blockers. Check it out. It's very useful also for these situations. So when someone talks to you about something emotional or a problem, what you can do as an active listener, yes, give up some space. Yes, show some signs that you listen and some support, but do this with very short or rather than okay, and be very judgmental, or start to talk over and say, yes, I understand you 100% the way you feel. But again, all about empathy, you will really learn in the video about empathy blockers. To sum up, in order to be a true active listener, don't think of answers or formulations in your head while the other person still talks. Don't just hear, really listen. Don't parrot the other person, and don't play the therapist of your friend or a member of your family. What you can do instead is intentionally listen and proactively know that all the thoughts that appear during a conversation should be put in the background, and you have to be in the moment. And to show that you're really in the moment, you can use either verbal or non-verbal signs. If you use some verbal signs, don't just say exactly the same thing the other person said. Make some clarifications or make some changes in what you want to clarify. And last but not least, just be sympathetic. Show the person non-verbally that you are here and you understand and you give support without being too empathetic and empathic and trying to overtake the situation. Does something from this video sound familiar to you? Something that either your friends or even you do? Write me in the comment section below. I'll be more than glad to read all of them. If you like this video, click on the like button. If you're interested in communication content, don't forget to subscribe and click on the bell button to never miss any of my newest videos. And while you're on YouTube, click here and here to learn even more about communication, presentation, public speaking, storytelling, and so on. Thank you for watching and see you next time. Bye!